Hi, today's lesson is on equivalent ratios. Equivalent means equal. Equivalent is equal. It's kind of just another word, another term that we use for equal. All right, we will talk a little bit about what equivalent ratios mean at the end of the lesson, maybe tomorrow in class, so that we can kind of discuss it and understand it fully. Right now, all you need to know is that equivalent means equal or the same. All right, let's first start by creating our own ratio problem to kind of review what we've learned the last couple days. My example page out here. Okay, so let's write a story problem. It needs to be with ratios, of course, and it can't be more than a sentence. So maybe, I noticed today is one of those days we can kind of think about the weather. So I'm going to do sunny days and cloudy days. So the ratio, I'm going to start with telling you that there's a ratio. The ratio of the number of, let's do sunny days first. And you do not need to write this one. I will have you write your own in a minute. The ratio of the number of sunny days to cloudy days in this town, may not be the same in every town, but in this town is 3 to 1. Now, some important things that you want to make sure that you have in any ratio, sentence, or story problem that you come up with is, first of all, the ratio. So you need to make sure that in your sentence that you're going to write in a moment that you have ratio. So the ratio of the number of one thing, whatever thing you pick. You can pick soccer like we did a couple days ago. You can pick fruit on your plate at dinner, maybe bananas to strawberries, anything you want. But you have to have one thing, your A part of your ratio, to your B part of your ratio. Make sure you have these parts. And then tell us what the ratio is. So this tells me sunny days comes first, so there are 3 sunny days for every 1 cloudy day. That's the kind of town I like to live in. I don't like cloudy days. Okay, so I would like for you to take some time now. I don't want you to write this one, but I want you to come up with your own sentence, your own story problem with ratios. You may pause the video now and write your own example in your ISN. Pause the video now. Okay, we need to write this, the 2 ways that we learned how to write ratios. Now, we've been working with these the last couple of days, so this should be something that is familiar to you. The 2 ways that we can write a ratio is, 1, the way they give it to us. So my 2 ways are 3 to 1, or, and I'm going to put this in my notes, and I want you to do this for yours. Yours may not be 3 to 1. Maybe you had 5 bananas for every 2 strawberries. Yours would be 5 to 2. 3 to 1 or 3 to 1. And I want yours to be unique, so try to make it not 3 to 1. Make it something that's different for you so that we can share these in class and have different examples. Okay, let's move on to another example. Now that we've kind of worked on writing our ratio, we can now move on and work with our ratios a little bit more. Remember, we're working with equivalent ratios today. All right, get a new sheet of paper here. Okay, my first example says, Shawnee and Mel are using ribbon to decorate, I'm sorry, you can't see that. Shawnee and Mel are using ribbon to decorate a project for their art class. The ratio, there's that important word that we're looking for, the ratio of the length of Shawnee's ribbon, there's our A, I'm going to put A above that, to the length of Mel's ribbon, there's our B in our ratio, A to B, is 7 to 3. All those parts that we just talked about in our story problem are now in this story problem. So let's look at that information that we have and let's create a table. We did this a few days ago, and we're going to create a table for this information. Let's title it, we're comparing, again, Shawnee's ribbon. So let's put that first. I want you to put this in your ISN, please. Shawnee's ribbon, and that is measured, we know, in inches. So I'm going to put an abbreviation here in parentheses of inches. So her ribbon in inches, that would be the bottom of our table here. And Mel's ribbon is the other part that we're comparing. That's our B. Mel's ribbon, and it is also measured in inches. Now, we're going to think about this inches, but we're not going to use it when we say 7 to 3. It's not 7 inches to 3 inches, it's just 7 to 3. Okay, so the 7 represents our A, which is Shawnee's ribbon, so 7 inches. And Mel's ribbon is 3 inches. Let's go a couple more on our table just to kind of see what we have there. Oh, excuse me, okay. If we have, oh yes, let's put that 7 to 3 up here, I apologize. Maybe in the margin somewhere. Okay, if we have 7 for Shawnee, every time we have a new quantity, we have to have 7. So let's go 7 more. Multiples of 7, those are a little tricky. We'll do 14. And for Mel, it's always 3 more. So 3 more for Mel is 6. All right, moving on. 7 more, apologize here, 7 more for Shawnee would make 21. 3 more for Mel would be 9. Let's stop there. We could go on and on and on, but for the sake of time, let's just stop there. All right, let's see what the next part of our problem says. We need to draw a tape diagram to represent this ratio. Well, that should be okay with us. We have done that before. Okay, we'll start with Shawnee since she's our A part of our ratio. So let's put Shawnee first. And Shawnee's part of the ratio is 7. So we're going to draw 7 units. And again, I'm just going to draw a long, skinny rectangle here. I'm going to split it into 7 parts. I know from experience to do that I need 6 lines in the middle. So I'm going to count as I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, look at that. That's pretty close. Again, I'm making them about the same. And if you're working with your pencil, it should be easy to erase and adjust. Okay, Mel comes next. Mel is the B part of our ratio here. And Mel's part is 3. So let's do 3 units. And I just measure right to that 3 there. And we'll draw the lines kind of in the same place. So that one's already done for us. So we have 7 to 3. Very good. All right, one thing we need to think about, we kind of talked about this when we started our table at the top, we need to know what does each unit, I'm going to circle here, I'm going to pick a different color. What does each unit represent? And this is a unit here. So what does each box in our tape diagram represent? Well, I know from 2 things. I know from here in my problem it says the length. So I know it's going to be a measurement of length. So it's representing the length of each part, right? Also in here I measured in inches, and so I know that's a measurement of length. So each unit is a length of measurement. Okay, so what if each one of these was 1 inch? I'm going to just go ahead and label them. 1 inch, 1 inch, and so on. If each one of these was 1 inch, doesn't really look like a 1 anymore. It kind of looks like an L, doesn't it? If each one of these was 1 inch, Shawnee would have 7 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mel would have 3 inches. 1, 2, 3 inches. All right. That's if they equaled 1 inch. Now, remember, when we have our ratio is still 7 to 3. We don't need the labels on a ratio. It's just a comparison of 2 numbers, 2 quantities. We know in our minds that it's inches. we know in our mind is a length, but our ratio is just expressed as numbers. Okay, what if, we did the what if it was 1 inch, what if each unit was 2 meters? I'm going to draw another example here. We'll put an S for Shawnee. Still has 7. Our ratio is still 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Mel is still 3. Oops, that was only 2. Let's add another one there. Okay, what if each unit was 2 meters instead of an inch? How long would Shawnee's ribbon be? Well, let's count by 2's. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So her ribbon would be 14 meters if each one of these was 2 meters. We're just playing the what if game here. If these were each 2 meters, that means Mel would have 6 meters. Now, a quicker way than counting by 2's would be that we know there are 7. Each one is 2, so there are 7 groups of 2, which we know is 7 times 2, which is 14. 3 groups of 2 is 6, which is 3 times 2. So we know that it's 6 meters. Now, I'm going to have you do a little note-taking for me. If this was the case, if it was 2 meters, I want you to write in your ISN so we can discuss tomorrow in class. What is the ratio of Shawnee's ribbon to Mel's ribbon in my pink example here? I want you to write that ratio in your notebook right beside the example so that we can discuss that in class tomorrow. Don't worry if your answer is not correct or you're not sure, just put something. I want to see what your ratio looks like so we know where to go from here. I want you to put that ratio. Maybe I'll put my ratio right here, but I'm not going to tell you what I think because I want to see what you think. All right, let's play the next what if game. What if our ratio, or not our ratio, but our unit, each unit here, like we had here, what if it was 3 inches for each unit? Okay, let's make another tape diagram. Shawnee still has 7 units here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and Mel still had 3 units. I got it the right length this time. Okay, but this time each one of them is 3 inches. All right, if that's the case, how long is Shawnee's ribbon? Well, I'm going to use my multiplication. I know she has 7 units. There are 3 in each one, so hers is going to be 21 inches. Mel has 3 units, 3 in each one. That makes 9 inches. For another discussion in class, I want you to do the same thing we did in the last one, and I want you to put your ratio. What do you think the ratio is for Shawnee's ribbon length to Mel's ribbon length in this example? Please put that in your ISN so that we can discuss it tomorrow in class. All right, remember that our important information for today, our important things to remember, are that equivalent means equal, and I will tell you the rest tomorrow in class. It's going to be a surprise. I want to see what our discussion leads to with our answers here before I give you the next important thing. I want to see if you can pull that from our lesson. So remember, any less questions that you have from our lesson today, please write them in your ISN so that we can discuss them tomorrow in class.